Are you one of the many people who think that all sleep is good sleep? What if I told you that a common belief about sleep could be silently damaging your heart? Especially if you're over 50. It's true, and it's a myth that many of us have been told for years. What's even more shocking is that doctors aren't talking about it as much as they should. Stay with me for the next few minutes as we break down why your sleep habits could be harming your heart and what you need to do to protect it. You'll be surprised by the simple truth we're about to uncover. Purpose: this section stops the scroll and sets the stage for the discussion. The hook creates a sense of urgency and curiosity about sleep, an issue that most people assume they know about. Introduce the body system, food, lifestyle issue, or health risk connected to the title introduction. When was the last time you woke up feeling truly rested? For many seniors, it's been years since they've experienced a peaceful night of sleep, and it's not for lack of trying. But here's the kicker: the myth that more sleep is always better is not only wrong, but is potentially damaging your heart. We've all heard it countless times: get your rest, sleep is the key to health. But the idea that sleep is universally beneficial without considering its quality or quantity may be putting millions of seniors at risk. What you may not know is that getting too much sleep, particularly over 9 hours a night, could be contributing to silent risks to your cardiovascular health. Imagine this scenario: you wake up, bleary-eyed from a restless night, reach for your morning coffee to help shake off the sleepiness, and stretch your body to begin the day. Despite getting what you thought was plenty of sleep, you feel tired, sluggish, and have a slight headache. You may have been told that sleep is all about healing your body, but you may be overlooking how the timing and amount of your sleep directly impact your heart. The sleep-heart health connection. At the most basic level, sleep is about rest and restoration. It's crucial for repairing muscle tissue, clearing waste from the brain, and maintaining cognitive function. But it's also deeply connected to cardiovascular health. Sleep influences your blood pressure, heart rate, and even blood sugar levels. And it's becoming increasingly clear that the quality of sleep matters far more than we've been led to believe. Heart disease is the leading cause of death in seniors, and poor sleep habits may be a silent contributor to this crisis. According to the American Heart Association, poor sleep quality has been linked to high blood pressure, obesity, diabetes, and heart disease. This is particularly concerning for seniors, who are more likely to experience sleep disturbances such as sleep apnea, insomnia, or simply a broken sleep cycle. But here's the hard truth: sleep isn't a cure-all, and more sleep doesn't always equal better health. Why this matters today: the rising sleep epidemic. Today, more than ever, the idea of oversleeping is normalized, and many seniors believe they need extra sleep to catch up on energy. According to recent surveys, roughly 40% of seniors report sleeping more than 8 hours a day, thinking that more rest means more recovery. But the statistics reveal a much darker side of this trend. In a recent study by the National Institutes of Health, sleeping more than 9 hours a day was shown to increase the risk of heart disease by up to 34%. The longer you stay in bed, the more you expose yourself to risk. The older population is also particularly vulnerable to sleep disorders like sleep apnea, which affects more than 50% of people over 60. It's a condition where the airways collapse or become blocked, briefly cutting off oxygen to the heart and brain, potentially causing long-term cardiovascular damage. Yet, sleep apnea often goes undiagnosed because many seniors attribute their fatigue or interrupted sleep to aging rather than an actual condition. What makes this even more concerning is that, while sleep apnea is treatable, it often goes unnoticed until serious complications arise. So it's not just about how long you sleep, but also about how well you sleep. And there's another aspect to this: the myth that oversleeping is harmless. Breaking down the myth. For years, the conventional wisdom has been that if you're tired, you need more sleep. But what if the opposite is true? What if oversleeping, especially in seniors, isn't restorative but harmful? The problem lies in the fact that sleep is not a one-size-fits-all solution. More sleep doesn't necessarily help you recover faster or rejuvenate your heart. Let's break this down a little further. The damaging effects of oversleeping. 1. Increased risk of high blood pressure. Studies show that those who sleep excessively, more than 9 hours a night, experience higher rates of high blood pressure. During deep sleep, the body should be able to regulate its internal systems, but oversleeping disrupts that natural process. The heart and circulatory system remain under strain for longer periods of time, which raises blood pressure, a well-known risk factor for heart disease. 2. Disrupted circadian rhythm. Your body operates on an internal clock, known as the circadian rhythm, which regulates the sleep-wake cycle. When you sleep too much, it throws off this delicate balance, especially if your sleep schedule fluctuates throughout the week. A misaligned circadian rhythm can contribute to poor sleep quality and exacerbate heart problems. In fact, the body's ability to regulate stress hormones, like cortisol, is directly tied to a proper circadian rhythm. When the body's internal clock is disrupted, cortisol remains elevated, leading to chronic inflammation that damages the heart. 3. Increased inflammation. Inflammation is a silent killer when it comes to heart health. Chronic inflammation, often linked to poor sleep, accelerates the aging of arteries and makes the heart work harder than it should. Poor sleep increases the production of inflammatory molecules, which over time can lead to atherosclerosis, a condition where plaque builds up in the arteries, limiting blood flow and leading to heart disease. For a higher risk of diabetes and obesity, sleep deprivation and oversleeping both disrupt the body's metabolism and can lead to weight gain, and an increased risk of type 2 diabetes. The body's ability to regulate blood sugar and insulin levels is compromised when sleep patterns are inconsistent. As a result, you may develop insulin resistance or high blood sugar levels, both of which put you at a much higher risk of cardiovascular disease. How the myth affects your heart. You might be asking, if I've been oversleeping for years and I feel fine, why should I be concerned? Well, the problem is that the damage often happens gradually, and symptoms aren't always immediately noticeable. Many seniors report feeling fine despite sleeping 10 hours a night, but in reality, they may be unknowingly increasing their risk for serious heart problems. Symptoms of cardiovascular strain like fatigue, elevated blood pressure, and shortness of breath can develop so slowly that they seem completely unrelated to sleep. In many cases, these symptoms are dismissed as just getting older or normal signs of aging, when in fact, they may be related to unhealthy sleep habits. The truth is that just because you sleep more doesn't mean you're getting better sleep. The overlooked science. There's a growing body of research that indicates quality sleep that's uninterrupted and aligns with your natural sleep cycle is far more important than simply getting more hours. Scientists have found that deep, restorative sleep is essential for the heart because it helps lower stress levels, reduce inflammation, and allow the body's repair processes to function optimally. Unfortunately, this message hasn't reached everyone. The belief that sleeping more is always better is perpetuated by the idea that sleep is universally beneficial no matter the quantity. But the science is clear. More sleep can be just as damaging as not getting enough sleep. Conclusion of the setup. The myth of oversleeping is not just a harmless misunderstanding, it's a dangerous one, especially for seniors. As we continue to push the idea that more sleep is always better, we ignore the growing body of evidence showing that too much sleep can increase the risk of heart disease, high blood pressure, and other cardiovascular conditions. The myth needs to be debunked because it's costing us not just hours of sleep, but the health of our hearts. Understanding the difference between restorative sleep and excessive sleep is the first step to protecting your heart. The next step, implementing the strategies that ensure you're getting quality sleep, not just quantity. And that's exactly what we'll dive into next. This section sets up the context for the deeper discussion about sleep's role in heart health, drawing attention to the overlooked consequences of oversleeping. It creates urgency and builds awareness while laying the foundation for the solution to come. Describe the full extent of the health issue, silent symptoms, or harmful habit. Understanding the harmful effects of oversleeping on heart health. Let's start with a simple question. How much sleep is too much? The common belief is that the more sleep you get, the better, but this isn't always true. In fact, oversleeping can have hidden consequences, especially for seniors, and many don't even realize how it could be impacting their heart health. There's a pervasive myth that more sleep equals better health, but this overlooks the complexity of how sleep interacts with the cardiovascular system. This section breaks down the harmful effects of oversleeping, identifies the root causes, explores long-term consequences, and clarifies common mistakes people make that can unknown make things worse. We'll also delve into what doctors might not tell you or what you might mistakenly believe. 1. Root causes of oversleeping and its impact on the heart. Before diving into the problems that oversleeping causes, it's essential to first understand why seniors are oversleeping in the first place. It's not always about simply getting extra rest. There are deeper, underlying causes of this issue. A. The aging process. As people age, their sleep patterns naturally change. Seniors tend to have more fragmented sleep, which often leads to longer periods spent in bed trying to get enough rest. This isn't just about feeling tired, it's about sleep disorders such as sleep apnea, insomnia, or restless leg syndrome that make it difficult to achieve the deep, restorative sleep needed for heart health. Sleep apnea, a condition that causes breathing to stop and start while sleeping. This leads to interruptions in the body's oxygen supply, increasing blood pressure and putting stress on the heart. Insomnia, difficulty falling asleep or staying asleep. To compensate, seniors may sleep longer or later to make up for lost sleep, leading to oversleeping. Restless leg syndrome, a neurological condition that causes an uncontrollable urge to move the legs, often disrupting sleep and causing excessive daytime fatigue. These conditions don't just lead to poor quality sleep. They contribute to heart disease risk by disrupting normal heart function and increasing the body's inflammatory responses. When breathing is interrupted or quality sleep is disrupted, the heart has to work harder, leading to long-term strain. B. Lack of awareness. Many seniors are unaware that oversleeping could be harmful to their heart health. The advice they hear is simple: rest more. However, resting more is not always restorative. The message that sleep equals recovery is ingrained in most of us, but it doesn't consider the fact that excess sleep, especially in older adults, can trigger a cascade of harmful effects. It's also important to recognize that oversleeping may not even feel like a problem to those who practice it regularly. In fact, for many seniors, it may feel like the only solution to their daytime fatigue. But while it may feel restful in the short term, it's contributing to long-term damage. 2. The long-term effects of oversleeping on the heart. A. Increased blood pressure. Sleep plays a significant role in regulating blood pressure, but when someone oversleeps, the natural pattern of circadian rhythms is disrupted. For the body, it's a signal that something is off. When you sleep too much, it can cause elevated blood pressure because the body doesn't go through the typical cycles that lower blood pressure during the night, in particular deep, restorative sleep, the kind of sleep where the body's internal systems get reset, typically occurs in the first few hours of sleep. However, sleeping too much reduces the number of these high-quality hours and increases the risk of high blood pressure. Over time, high blood pressure can damage blood vessels and increase the risk of heart attacks, strokes, and other cardiovascular problems. The increased risk of heart disease. Studies have shown that sleeping too much, more than 9 hours per night, can increase the risk of heart disease by up to 30%. This is because the disruption of sleep cycles leads to changes in heart rate variability and increases stress on the heart. Long-term oversleeping is linked to higher cholesterol levels, increased inflammation, and arterial damage, all of which are major contributors to heart disease. The longer someone sleeps, the more their heart is under strain. And while it may seem like a natural rest, the reality is that it's doing more harm than good. See impact on metabolism and diabetes risk. A vital yet often overlooked aspect of sleep is its effect on the body's metabolism. Oversleeping messes with the body's natural circadian rhythm, which affects the regulation of insulin and glucose. People who consistently oversleep are more likely to experience insulin resistance, which can lead to type 2 diabetes. Diabetes is a major risk factor for heart disease. In fact, seniors with diabetes are twice as likely to develop cardiovascular issues. The relationship between poor sleep and diabetes is clear, with studies showing that sleep deprivation or oversleeping disrupts the body's ability to process glucose properly. 3. How people unknowingly make it worse. Not addressing sleep apnea or other disorders. Many seniors are unaware that their oversleeping could be linked to sleep apnea, which goes undiagnosed in many cases. While people might attribute their fatigue to aging, undiagnosed sleep apnea is a serious issue that can disrupt sleep quality and put extra strain on the heart. Because sleep apnea causes intermittent oxygen deprivation, it raises the risk of high blood pressure, irregular heartbeats, and heart failure. Visual analogy. Think of sleep apnea like trying to drive a car. With the engine turning off every few minutes, it's not sustainable, and eventually, it wears out the system. Similarly, frequent oxygen deprivation while sleeping forces the heart to work harder each time the body is starved for oxygen. Treating sleep apnea through lifestyle changes like weight management or using a CPAP machine to keep the airways open can improve the quality of sleep, reduce daytime fatigue, and, most importantly, reduce heart strain. However, this is something that many seniors either don't realize they have or fail to seek help for. B. Using sleep as an escape. Another mistake people make is using sleep as an emotional escape. For seniors struggling with depression or loneliness, sleeping too much may feel like the only way to cope with overwhelming emotions. Unfortunately, this worsens the situation. Oversleeping can worsen symptoms of depression and is associated with higher levels of cortisol, the stress hormone, which can increase inflammation and raise the risk of heart disease. Seek poor sleep hygiene. Sleep hygiene refers to the habits that help regulate your sleep-wake cycle. Simple things like eating too late, excessive screen time before bed, or irregular sleep schedules contribute to poor quality sleep. Yet, seniors often think that if they go to bed earlier or sleep longer, they'll automatically feel better. In reality, these habits can lead to longer periods spent in bed, but without the deep restorative sleep necessary for cardiovascular health. A common mistake is to believe that sleep quantity equals recovery, but in fact, poor sleep quality has a more significant impact than just sleeping too many hours. 4. What doctors don't tell you or what you might mistakenly believe. The role of sleep duration versus sleep quality. Many doctors may focus on recommending longer sleep but fail to emphasize the importance of sleep quality. Quality sleep includes deep sleep and REM cycles, which play a vital role in healing the heart. If you sleep excessively without hitting the right sleep stages, your heart may still suffer. More sleep is not always better sleep. One of the most common misconceptions is that the longer you sleep, the more rejuvenated you feel. In reality, sleeping for longer than 9 hours might actually have negative effects on the body's ability to regulate the cardiovascular system. Restorative sleep is essential, but oversleeping often leads to disrupted circadian rhythms and increased heart stress. Main solution: the power of a consistent, balanced sleep routine. Now that we've established how oversleeping can negatively affect heart health, it's time to focus on the solution: restoring balance to your sleep routine. The key to maintaining heart health isn't about sleeping longer or longer hours, it's about sleep consistency, quality, and timing. In this section, we'll walk through a scientifically backed solution to combat the adverse effects of oversleeping, focusing on healthier sleep habits, addressing sleep disorders, and optimizing heart health. We'll go step by step through practical strategies to enhance your sleep, provide guidance on when and how to apply these changes, and share the do's and don'ts. 1. What it is: restoring balance with a consistent sleep routine. Regulating your sleep-wake cycle, circadian rhythm. One of the most important aspects of improving sleep quality and heart health is realigning your circadian rhythm. The circadian rhythm is essentially the body's internal clock that regulates the sleep-wake cycle, and it plays a pivotal role in maintaining heart health. In short, a consistent sleep schedule, One where you go to bed and wake up at the same time every day has a profound impact on your cardiovascular health. Our bodies thrive when we follow natural patterns, and this consistency gives your heart the time it needs to rest and recover. Research supports this. A study published in the European Heart Journal found that irregular sleep patterns can contribute to a 30% increase in the risk of developing heart disease over time. The study also noted that individuals with consistent sleep-wake cycles exhibited significantly lower blood pressure, fewer signs of heart disease, and better overall heart health. The importance of sleep stages, another crucial factor in restorative sleep, is spending enough time in the deeper stages of sleep, such as slow-wave sleep (SWS) and REM rapid eye movement sleep. These stages are vital for cell repair, memory consolidation, and heart regeneration. How does this relate to oversleeping? When you oversleep, you may end up spending more time in lighter stages of sleep like the initial REM, which are less beneficial for heart repair. Restorative sleep requires a balance of all sleep stages, and a consistent bedtime helps to regulate this cycle. 2. How it works, the science behind consistent sleep and heart health. A deep sleep and heart recovery. Deep sleep, or slow-wave sleep, is when the body enters its restorative phase, the stage when the heart rate slows down and blood pressure drops. This is a natural recovery period for the cardiovascular system. The heart needs these moments of lower stress, as prolonged periods of heightened blood pressure and irregular heartbeats increase the risk of cardiovascular events such as heart attacks, strokes, or arrhythmias. For instance, a study published in Circulation, the Journal of the American Heart Association, found that adequate sleep quality significantly lowers cardiovascular risk factors like high blood pressure and cholesterol levels. A consistent sleep routine allows the body to naturally spend more time in these heart-healthy stages. B. The role of melatonin. Your body produces melatonin, often referred to as the sleep hormone, which regulates your sleep-wake cycle. Melatonin production peaks at night, helping you feel sleepy, and declines in the morning when it's time to wake up. A consistent sleep schedule allows the body to naturally sync with the release of melatonin, improving both the quantity and quality of your sleep. Research indicates that melatonin deficiency or disrupted melatonin rhythms can contribute to elevated blood pressure and increase the risk of heart disease. Maintaining a consistent sleep schedule helps optimize melatonin production, supporting overall heart health. 3. When and how to use it. The step-by-step plan for a heart-healthy sleep routine. Here's a simple, actionable step-by-step guide to improving your sleep routine and protecting your heart. A. Set a consistent bedtime and wake-up time. Start by committing to a consistent sleep schedule. Aim for 7 to 9 hours of sleep each night, or as recommended by your doctor, and establish consistent times to go to bed and wake up every day, even on weekends. Yes, this might sound tedious, but consistency is key for resetting your circadian rhythm and optimizing sleep quality. Tip: try setting a wind-down routine an hour before bed, such as dimming lights, avoiding screens, and practicing calming activities like reading or gentle stretches. This will help your body ease into sleep and signal to your brain that it's time to rest. B. Create a sleep-friendly environment. Make your sleep space conducive to deep, restorative sleep. Studies have shown that the environment in which you sleep significantly impacts sleep quality. For optimal heart health, make sure your bedroom is cool and dark. Lower temperatures and darkness help your body produce melatonin and stay in deep sleep longer. Quiet and free from distractions. Use earplugs or a white noise machine to block disruptive sounds, which can interfere with sleep stages. Comfortable bedding. Ensure your mattress and pillows are supportive and help you maintain a restful posture. C. Establish a sleep hygiene routine. Good sleep hygiene practices can enhance the consistency of your sleep routine. Here are a few additional tips. Avoid caffeine and heavy meals within 4 to 6 hours before bedtime. These can interfere with sleep and lead to nighttime awakenings. Limit alcohol consumption, as it can interfere with deep sleep stages and contribute to fragmented sleep. Exercise regularly, but not too close to bedtime, as intense physical activity too late in the day can elevate cortisol levels and make it harder to fall asleep. Delimit daytime napping if you find yourself napping during the day due to oversleeping. It's important to limit naps to no more than 20 to 30 minutes and avoid them late in the afternoon. This will help regulate your sleep-wake cycle and prevent disruptions at night. Use melatonin if necessary for some seniors. Taking a melatonin supplement in the evening about 30 minutes before bedtime can help reset circadian rhythms and improve sleep quality. However, this should be done with caution and under the guidance of a healthcare provider, as inappropriate use of melatonin can have adverse effects. For do's and don'ts, key tips to ensure sleep benefits for heart health do's: do prioritize consistency. Make sleep a non-negotiable part of your daily routine. Getting to bed and waking up at the same time will improve both the quantity and quality of your sleep. Do monitor your sleep environment. Make sure your bedroom is comfortable, dark, and quiet. Do exercise regularly. Moderate exercise during the day helps improve sleep quality and promotes heart health. Do consult your doctor if sleep issues persist. If you're having difficulty sleeping, despite following a routine, talk to your doctor. Conditions like sleep apnea or restless leg syndrome should not be ignored. Don'ts: don't oversleep. Sleeping too long, more than 9 hours, can disrupt circadian rhythms and put extra strain on your heart. Don't ignore signs of sleep apnea or other sleep disorders. If you wake up feeling tired, even after a full night's rest, it could be a sign of sleep apnea. Seek professional advice. Don't use screens before bed. Avoid electronic devices, phones, tablets, computers at least an hour before bedtime, as blue light can interfere with melatonin production and hinder restful sleep. 5. Optional alternatives or myths to avoid. A. Myth: more sleep equals better sleep. While it may seem that sleeping more is better, the truth is that excessive sleep can be harmful. Oversleeping puts your body's systems out of sync and causes a host of cardiovascular problems. Quality sleep is more important than quantity. The alternative to medication: natural sleep aids instead of relying on sleep medication. Consider using natural sleep aids like herbal teas, chamomile, valerian root, or lavender oil to calm the mind and body before bed. These options can be gentler and free from the side effects of prescription medications. 1. Heart health improvement. First and foremost, one of the most profound impacts of maintaining a consistent sleep schedule is the positive effect on your heart health. By avoiding oversleeping and stabilizing your sleep-wake cycle, you allow your heart the necessary recovery time it needs each night. Your heart rate will naturally slow during deep sleep, and your blood pressure will decrease during this restorative period. Studies show that consistent sleep helps lower your risk of cardiovascular diseases, such as hypertension, heart attacks, and strokes. The improvement isn't just about avoiding negative health outcomes. You'll also notice a sense of vitality that comes with heart health restoration. As you improve your sleep, you reduce your blood pressure and minimize the constant strain on your cardiovascular system, leading to an overall reduction in heart disease risk factors. 2. Better sleep and energy levels. One of the most immediate and tangible benefits of adopting a regular sleep routine is the quality of your sleep. As you align your circadian rhythm with the natural sleep-wake cycle, you will naturally spend more time in the deeper, restorative sleep stages. This means you will wake up feeling more refreshed, rested, and energetic, without the foggy, sluggish feeling of oversleeping. The consistent release of melatonin and regulation of cortisol levels will help you sleep more soundly and wake up feeling rested, ready to take on the day, without feeling groggy or tired. If you've been struggling with sleep quality or quantity, this newfound energy is one of the most immediate rewards. 3. Mental clarity and cognitive function. You may have noticed that after a bad night's sleep, your brain feels like it's in a fog. This is because sleep is crucial for mental clarity, memory consolidation, and cognitive function. When you get consistent, restorative sleep, you give your brain time to flush out toxins and repair neural connections that support your thinking and decision-making. With a more balanced sleep schedule, your memory improves, you'll experience better focus, and you'll be more alert throughout the day. For seniors especially, This means a reduction in cognitive decline and a better ability to stay sharp, which helps in every area of life from maintaining relationships to managing tasks and hobbies. 4. Pain relief and reduced inflammation. Your body's natural healing processes, including pain relief and inflammation reduction, are highly dependent on sleep. During deep sleep, your body is hard at work producing growth hormones that repair tissues, reduce inflammation, and alleviate pain. For those suffering from chronic pain or joint issues, this can be a game changer. By sticking to a consistent sleep routine, you'll notice less stiffness upon waking and greater mobility throughout the day. This also leads to fewer aches and pains, and you may notice a general improvement in your overall physical comfort. If you've been oversleeping and experiencing back pain or stiffness due to poor sleep posture, this change in routine can offer lasting relief. 5. Enhanced mood and emotional well-being. A consistent sleep routine has a profound impact on mental health. Studies show that individuals who maintain a regular sleep schedule experience lower rates of depression, anxiety, and stress. Sleep helps your brain regulate emotions and emotional resilience, and it's during sleep that your mind processes emotional stress and experiences. When your heart health improves, when you're sleeping well, and when you're waking up feeling rested, your emotional well-being naturally improves. You'll feel more balanced, less irritable, and more capable of handling stress, ultimately leading to improved overall mood. 6. Skin health and aging. Sleep isn't just for the heart and mind. It's also essential for your skin health and for fighting the signs of aging. During deep sleep, your body works overtime to regenerate skin cells, repair DNA, and reduce oxidative stress. This regenerative process plays a key role in maintaining healthy skin and preventing signs of premature aging. By maintaining a consistent sleep schedule, you'll notice clearer skin, reduced under-eye puffiness, and a brighter complexion. The signs of aging, fine lines, wrinkles, and age spots are reduced when you prioritize sleep. If you've been struggling with sleep deprivation and noticing that your skin looks dull or tired, regular, high-quality sleep will leave you glowing with vitality. 7. Digestion and weight management. Another unexpected benefit of a consistent sleep routine is its impact on digestion and metabolism. During deep sleep, your digestive system gets a chance to rest and repair. A good night's sleep helps regulate the hormones that control hunger and satiety, such as ghrelin and leptin. When you oversleep or have inconsistent sleep, these hormones can become dysregulated, leading to poor appetite control and even weight gain. By fixing your sleep routine, you can restore balance to these hormones, which will not only improve your digestion, but also help you maintain a healthy weight. The consistency of your sleep-wake cycle ensures that your metabolism operates smoothly and that your body burns calories more efficiently, giving you more energy throughout the day. 8. Long-term sustainability and quality of life. While you'll see immediate benefits in terms of energy, mood, and pain relief, the long-term rewards are what truly make a consistent sleep schedule worth adopting. Over time, consistent sleep will not only help you maintain cardiovascular health, but also ensure your mental clarity, mobility, and overall longevity. For seniors, maintaining independence is essential. A good night's sleep supports mental acuity, physical mobility, and emotional balance, all of which are key to living a vibrant, independent life well into later years. The act of investing in your sleep today can be one of the most powerful ways to ensure your long-term health and overall quality of life. In conclusion, why it's worth trying. Restoring a balanced, consistent sleep routine isn't just about preventing the negative effects of oversleeping. It's about taking control of your health and giving your body and mind the tools they need to thrive. The benefits of consistent sleep go far beyond just feeling rested. You'll experience better heart health, pain relief, improved energy, sharper cognitive function, and a greater sense of emotional well-being. But most importantly, by committing to this simple shift in your routine, you'll create lasting change. This isn't about overnight miracles, it's about sustainable health. Over time, you'll find that the small effort of prioritizing sleep adds up to a significant impact on your overall quality of life. If you've been battling fatigue, stress, or any of the conditions we've discussed. This change is worth the effort. It's not just about adding years to your life, but life to your years. By making the conscious decision to restore balance to your sleep habits, you are taking a vital step toward a healthier, happier you. The question is, are you ready to make that change? If you found this information helpful and are ready to take control of your health with better sleep, I'd love to hear from you. Comment below with a word that captures how you're feeling right now, whether it's energy, clarity, or hope, whatever resonates most with your journey. And if you know someone who could benefit from this knowledge, don't hesitate to share it with them. Thank you so much for watching and taking the time to invest in your well-being. Here's to better sleep, a stronger heart, and a healthier life ahead.